Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from anywhere that you are. I'm sure we have some other people from other time zones here, not just on my time zone. So I'm just going to say good day to you all. And oh, thank yeah, good day to you all. I go by the name Abiodun Shitu. I'm from Cohort 8, and this is a code tribe, a Cohort 14 code tribe, the very first peer learning for the Cohort 14 set that we have in the code tribe community. So I have with me the host of your group, which by the name Samuel, Mr. Samuel Adeyemi. He's also from Cohort 8. He's one of my colleagues in Cohort 8, and he's the one handling the code tribe Cohort 14 group. So probably he has one or two things to say before I start my section.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Shitu. Good morning, afternoon, or evening, everyone, depending on your time zones. It's a pleasure to have all of us here tonight or today to discuss, and rub minds together on our projects. So please, I will encourage us all to always make out time for us to have regular PLDs like this. And in the coming weeks, we are going to have more and more discussions as this. And we are really, really grateful for your uh, comments on the group as well. Like we've heard everything you all have been saying on the group, and we are going to work more to meet your demands as per we turning up when you need us and showing up and you. So we are really grateful and thank you for your patience as well.
Thank you very much, Mr. Samuel. So without further ado, I'm just going to kickstart the section. So today, once again, good day everyone. And today's section we are going to be handling on map your mind, and the concluding part of the section will be just a brief talk about shell navigation. So currently under your project, the map your mind project, okay, we have what we call algorithm. I'm sure algorithm. We have what we call pseudocode, and we have what we call flowchart. I hope you all can see my screen. Someone should confirm that he or she can.
Yes,
Okay,
yes, yes,
this
yes,
is
we can.
this is an all-female cohort, so I should not expect a he here, or probably there will be one or two. So now under your map your mind, okay. See, let me just start. I'm not going to bore you guys with so much talk about the definitions of all these terms and the likes of them. So we are just going to interact. I'm just going to probably with practical examples so that you understand this concept very well. And again, this section is not about we solving your going to the intranet and then solving your project for you directly. We just want to explain the concept behind this topic called map your mind. Okay, basically for every software engineers, for any software engineer, whether you're a front-end developer, you're a back-end developer, you're a full-stack developer, or even if you're a designer, you sort of like need algorithm. Okay, now what is algorithm? Okay, in a simple definition, algorithm is a set of instructions, right? Oh, it's just a set of instructions. Pardon my this thing. So what's your problem? So sorry about that. All right, it's just a set of instructions that performs, okay, that perform a specific task. That's just the basic definition of what an algorithm is really. It's just a basic definition of what an algorithm is really. Some people can say you can have further definitions to this. You can have further definitions to this. Some people will say is a sequence of steps required to solve a particular problem. Definitely you use before you can think of solving a problem, you need algorithm. You need to outline some basic steps at which or you call it some basic approaches at which you're going to like tackle the problem. You can't just say that okay, you want to probably add two numbers and just go and say the addition of these two numbers is this. Meanwhile, what are those numbers? Okay, the number is 1, the second number is 2, then you have an operator in between them, which is the addition operator. Those are the kind of steps that you place down. You placing down those steps is you're kind of doing you are trying to write an algorithm for that particular problem. You are giving a step-by-step instruction on how you are going to achieve um, a specific task, how you are going to perform, how you are going to solve a specific problem, in other words. So that's just the brief introduction I want to give you on algorithm. Okay, now pseudocode and flowchart, they are under algorithm. Okay, they are not different. Algorithm is like the let's just say the topic that you need to know. Under algorithm, we have different ways of writing what algorithm. Okay, you either write your algorithm using pseudocode or you write your algorithm using what flowchart. Okay, now see, what do you mean by the term pseudocode? Okay, so basically pseudocode is just a description of an algorithm that uses what it's just like you writing on English language. Really, it's just like you writing on English language. I'm just going to put pseudocode as is a, let me just say, a detailed um a detailed readable, okay, because it has to be readable, a detailed readable description, sorry, okay, a detailed readable description of what an algorithm must do. Let's put it that way, of what an algorithm must do. So it's just like and a detailed readable in the, description, you can put it in just, let's just say readable, or you can just say human readable. Okay, something that's not a machine this time, a human can actually read. Someone that speaks English, you can write your pseudocode in English language purely. Just take step 1 is this, step 2 is this, and the likes of them. All right, that's basically what pseudocode is, giving a detailed description about what you want your algorithm to do. An algorithm is just a set of what instructions at which required to solve a specific what problem. All right, now going to flowchart. Okay, flowchart is a graphical. Now, since you've have a detailed representation of what algorithm, that's the human or readable, in human readable language, that's what pseudocode is. Flowchart is just a graphical representation of an algorithm, basically. Okay, is a graphical representation of an algorithm. All right. So flowchart is just a graphical representation of algorithm. Pseudocode is the detailed, is putting it down in a detailed in a human readable is just outlining your steps in a more human readable giving a description to your algorithm in a more human readable way pattern. All right, so all right, sorry about that. I hope so far so good. You understand like the brief description I just gave about what algorithm, pseudocode, and flowchart. Okay, so let's now go into practical way at which you understand how to write an algorithm, either using what pseudocode or you are using what flowchart. Okay, I'm going to be using I'll be using on two practical examples. Okay, which we are going to be writing the algorithm for, both using pseudocode and probably and as well flowcharts. Okay, now let's say we want to, let me just put the pseudocode this way, or probably, you know, the way we think, the way everybody has different perspective to how to actually probably, okay, let me say for instance you want to cook noodles. Okay, you want to cook noodles. Definitely everyone cannot cook noodles in one particular way. Okay, someone can, and you are asked to give a description of how you cook your noodles. If I should ask everyone in this group, you guys are going to give me different description, although it's still going to, but it's still going to come across the same. It's still going to end up giving us the same output, which is the made noodles. Okay, so that description of how you do something is you writing algorithm. You can be asked to write an algorithm of of how you of cooking noodles. Okay, you start by saying, okay, and person can just say that okay, I want to prepare noodles. First of all, fill up a pot with water, heat up the pot. Okay, then the next step is to heat up the pot on probably a high heat. Then add, some people can say add seasoning to the boiling water. After the water has boiled, just to the boiling water add seasoning. Then the next step is to add noodles to the boiling water. Then the next step is to stir the noodles occasionally while it's still on fire. Then leave it for about probably 3 to 5 minutes. Turn off the heat. If there's still water inside the noodles, you can drain it out. Some people will prefer to eat their noodles with water inside. Anyways, then the next step is to serve the noodles inside a plate, and that's the end of the process of cooking the noodles. So that's, another person can just come up with another way of he or she actually prepare his or her noodles. So you putting down those steps is you writing algorithm. So let's take a practical example now. Okay, so I'm just going to write a pseudocode right here. So I'm going to put up the question first. Let me put this thing. This is my marker here. All right. Let me move this guy. Can't I move you? Why? Okay. Let's wait. Okay, you guys should just manage it for now. So, all right. Okay, let's take this practical example. Okay, we are asked to write an algorithm. Is something that most of us do. Okay, we have to write an algorithm to withdraw a required amount of money from an ATM. Okay, so we are asked to write an algorithm to withdraw a required amount of money from an ATM, from any ATM. So now this is, you have to write an algorithm. They were not specified, they were not specific enough by saying using what. If they want to specify, they will say that using pseudocode or using flowchart. But in this case, we just want to write an algorithm using both pseudocode and flowchart, so that you will see the difference between the two. All right, so I'm just going to I'm going to outline it the way I actually go to the ATM to withdraw. Okay, I'm just going to put it down. But while writing algorithm, you need to specify the start of the program. Okay, the start of that algorithm. So now we want to use, let me just put an heading here, using pseudocode. All right, although this one is just a basic explanation, we have some we have some keywords that we use in pseudocode. The same thing goes when we enter flowchart, but you can write your pseudocode in just plain English without using those keywords is allowed. This is just make sure that you are detailed enough. Okay, now so I'm just going to write my pseudocode in steps. Okay, I'm going to say step 1. What I want to do in step 1, start the algorithm, because I'm just going to say this is an algorithm, right? So start the algorithm. Then I go by saying step 2. Step 2 is to go to any local ATM. Let's put it like this. Now step 3, I'm going to say, I've gone to the local ATM. The next step is for me to insert my card now, right? So I'm going to insert, let me just say, insert your ATM card. Now step 4. Now pseudocode, writing pseudocode can be very lengthy because you are trying to make your algorithm detailed. Okay, not that you just jam pack your program. You're not, probably it's still going to work, but in the place of, some people can merge like 2 steps together to give you one. Like say go to any ATM and insert your card. Some people can call that one what step 2, but I'm trying to like make it well detailed enough to follow a specific what pattern. Okay, so I don't know about ATM. Some ATMs will, after inserting your card, some ATM require you to probably press the language button that you want to choose or something like that. But our own local ATM here does not require us to enter a language. We already know the language here is English. So the next thing it will require me to do is to enter the PIN code number. Let me just put it like this: the PIN code number. Our PIN code is always numeric. All right, then step 5. So this is me writing a pseudocode that is going to allow me to withdraw a required amount of money, although the money was not stated. The amount I want to withdraw was not stated, so I can just so after I've entered the PIN, then I'm going to to select the account type, or yeah, I think, or probably, okay, no, you don't select account type after this, but it depends on the ATM though. ATMs can be, some people will require you to select the account type, or probably after you select the cash withdrawal button, let's just say, don't let me say select, we are pressing button here, press the cash withdrawal button. Then the step 6, after pressing this cash withdrawal button, you are going to enter, or probably is either you enter or you press, in case the amount that you want to withdraw is not stated in the list that it brought for you. You can just say press the amount you want to withdraw. Okay, then the next thing, step 7, I think I missed a step here, but it doesn't really matter. Then the
I think so. Excuse me. I
yeah,
think the step you missed is before press the amount is select the amount. There's always a particular amount stated on the ATM machine.
yeah. So you select the amount. It's still the same thing, I think. Yeah, it's still, after pressing the amount is selecting the amount. Is either you select, actually we can actually put an if statement here. I told you that we write pseudocode differently. There are different there are some keywords that we use in pseudocode. There's this if else statement, like for, just like I think I mentioned something about, if the amount is not on the list, you have to enter the amount that you want to withdraw. Else you just select the amount from the list. You understand what I mean by that? It's because me, I'm putting my pseudocode in steps. That's why I'm not able to actually put the those if else statement. But regardless, you can still actually put it in a way there. You're not writing your own in steps. Okay, so I'm just going to say select. Okay, let me just use select, since my option is on the list. Then after selecting the amount I need, then I'm not sure, it's been a long time I went to the ATM anyways. The account type, I don't know whether it comes before this or it comes after it. You know, you'll be required to select an account type that you want to withdraw from. I think it's after you after you press the cash withdrawal button. Yeah, I think the step 6 should be here. I think step 6. I missed a step. I knew I missed a step. So you have to select the account type. All right, that means it's either you have what, savings or what, or current, or any other account type that you have listed there, right? So this should be step 7. Sorry, step 7, step 8. So step 8 is now what, after the machine has processing is processing the collection, is now what, you collect your amount. You can still make this more well detailed than this, because you know there are some ATM machine that do print receipt. It will ask you to what, do you want a receipt or not? If you select no, collect your amount, or I just want to go straight to what, to collect what, your amount. Then the next thing after collecting your amount, we have for step 9. So step 9, and okay, before then you need to collect your ATM card before you leave there. Then finally step 10, let me just end my algorithm here. That means I'm done. End the algorithm. So this is just a basic step by step. Where is this? Where did you go? Okay, all right, sorry about that. Okay, so this is how I'm going to outline my own pseudocode. If they ask me to write an algorithm to withdraw a required amount of money from an ATM. So the first thing I always want to start, there is always a start and end for your algorithm. The start specifies the beginning and the end is the end of the program. So the next step is for me to go to any local ATM, insert my machine, enter the number, press the cash withdrawal, select the account type, whether savings or current, select the amount you want to withdraw, collect the amount, then collect your ATM, then you are done. I can decide to give this algorithm to anybody and the person will understand that, oh, this is the person who will be able to successfully withdraw money from the ATM that he or she wants to go to. Another person's algorithm can be more detailed than this. Okay, just like I said, the way we think is different. Okay, the way we think is different, although we are still going to get the same results. That's the way programming works. Okay, if you are writing a program, you can write a program in different ways and you are still going to get the same output, the same result regardless. So any question so far? Any questions so far? Any questions so far? Question before I move on. Ask your question. Okay, Jello. Elizabeth, do you have a question?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
In regards to fine, personally, I got the explanation you just gave to us.
Okay.
You understand? But in regards to the questions that we are being given,
yeah.
okay, for this tax 0, they said we should calculate the sum of squares of given input of numbers.
Okay.
So in writing the pseudocode for this,
yeah,
are there particular numbers that we are going to calculate the number of squares? Are we the one to
They didn't
count the
just like
numbers, and how many numbers are we to do?
okay, just like for this one, they didn't give me the amount that I want to withdraw.
Yes.
Okay, they didn't give me the
Okay.
amount I want to withdraw. That's why I said what I just used a general term here in my step 7. Select the amount you want to withdraw. Definitely for that kind of question that you were asked to write an algorithm, to write a pseudocode to find the sum of the squares of two numbers, right? I think they gave you two numbers in your question. I'm not sure. I can't remember the question vividly, but I think you must have given they must have given you the numbers, like the total numbers that you are trying to find the sum of the square of. Is it two numbers? Is it three numbers? Is it four numbers? Depending on the kind of number. Definitely, if they are just two numbers,
No, we weren't given a total number of squares that we had to score. We weren't given. It just said calculate the sum of squares of a given input of numbers. There is no
okay, they
particular
didn't give
number.
you okay for a given
Yes.
okay given number. They didn't. You can find the square of 10 numbers if you want. You can find the squares of what? The sum of the squares of two numbers. You can just end your program there. They didn't give you the specific amount of numbers that you should find the sum of square of. So that one, they are giving you the choice.
Okay.
Yes, they are giving you the choice. Just like even in this case, required amount of money, I can decide to say the money I want to withdraw is 5,000. I can just say select 5,000 from what from the option, since 5,000 is the amount of money I want to withdraw. You understand what I mean now? So
Okay.
it's left to you.
Yes, I do.
That how many numbers you want to like find the square, the sum of the squares of. Yeah, I think that's how the question goes. Okay, so you can write the pseudocode as long as you want. You can just shorten it as long as you satisfy what the question. You're good to go. Some questions
All
might
right, thank
be
you.
more direct.
That's all for now.
Yeah. All right. I think
Yeah.
there's Ola. Oh, sorry, Ololade.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm Abiodun.
Yeah.
Okay, my question is, you are using this platform for pseudocode. Is it the same thing as Flowchart? Like, can we use the same place
No,
for
this one is
Flowchart?
just
So,
a
or,
writing. You can actually use this for flowchart, but you are going to be drawing it yourself. No, you definitely want to use a tool that has what flowchart symbols integrated in it, like a tool like
okay,
the draw.io. Just don't worry, I'm going to use that draw.io to explain those symbols for you.
okay.
Yeah.
So, what would you advise if I want to do my flowcharts?
You
Which is
can
it a software or
no,
where
it's
can
not.
I get
It's
it done?
just go to draw.io or go to you can just type draw.io on your browser.
Draw.io.
Yeah, draw.io. It's going to direct you to is a flowchart marker. Anyways, so you
Okay.
can select. I'm going to walk you through how to actually do this. Just give me a minute. I don't want to go too
No
beyond
problem.
this.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
So any other question on Pseudocode before we move on? Pseudocode is actually the easiest to put down. You can putting down your writing in pseudocode. It's way easier than what putting it in flowchart. Putting down your algorithm in pseudocode is way easier than putting it in flowchart. Because by the way, when we get to flowchart, I'm going to tell you why. All right. So you can pseudocode can be outlined. Another person will not want to use step 1, step 2, step 3. The person will just write it like start your algorithm like that. Start your algorithm, or probably don't even put anything here. You can just be putting it like you're writing a single statement by per line. Is allowed. There are other ways to actually writing pseudocode. Okay, I'm just going to take one simple example for you to see how another way of writing what pseudocode. Let's say you want to like So still under pseudocode, I'm going to use another example now. So just follow me, okay? This example can be where's my, okay, yeah. So we are asked to write a pseudocode, or write an algorithm per se. Write an algorithm using pseudocode. Write an algorithm to find the largest number between what's my problem, between two numbers. Let me just put it like this: to find the largest number. I'm just being specific. Some questions will just come like this: write an algorithm to find the largest number, and that's the end of the question. So I just want to extend the question a little bit. So between two even numbers. All right, so we are still under what? Pseudocode. Okay, so the first thing, I'm not going to outline it in steps. I'm just going to write it normal, just straight. So the first thing I want to do is to start my algorithm. I don't need to say start the algorithm. You can just specify it at what? Start. All right, so the next one. So now, since I will be given two numbers, okay, I know I need two numbers. I can decide to say input or read, or I can decide to use any term I want to actually use in order to get my two numbers that I want to find the largest there. I hope you're following me. So you can say input first number, or another person can say input A as first number. Whichever way, we have different ways of that we think. Then the next thing I want to do is input second number. All right, another person can represent their first number and second number as A and B, or X and Y, or R and S, whichever digit, whichever character that you want to specify your first number as or second number as. So now I want to actually get the largest number between the first number and the second number. Definitely I need to use an if condition. So I'm now going to say that if the first number, if first number is greater than second number, what does this signify? What does this signify? If first number is greater than the second number, then, or you can, I don't know, you can write it, since this is still under the if statement, you can just put this is you can just leave some space like a paragraph, okay, to show that this statement that you are writing is actually under this if statement. This is how you write a pseudocode. If you are using this is how you write a conditional pseudocode. Then you can say then print, I can just put it in quotes and say largest number is first number. Because why? Because the first number is first number is greater than the second number. Okay, then now there's we will now go to the else statement. After the else statement, you need to go down and write the execution for this. This else statement is just otherwise. That means if first number is greater than second number, you are doing this. You are printing largest number is first number. Else, that means if first number is not greater than the second number, but you don't need to put it here. You don't need to put it in your else statement. You just need to write else print largest number is second number. then want to what? After this, we want to what? That's the end of the if statement. We want to what? Ah, shit, Control Z, sorry about that. We want to end our if statement. Then at the end of the day, we want to what? To stop the what? The program. And we are done with what? Our pseudocode. We have done outlining what? The pseudocode in this case. So this is the start of the algorithm. The start of the algorithm. The first thing we want to do is to input. Now, if you are all this input is actually a keyword. Any keyword you have to capitalize it. Okay. The if is a keyword. That's why I'm using what? Capital letter to start it. Okay. The then is a keyword. Else is a keyword. End if is a keyword. Stop is a keyword. Start is a keyword. Those are, you have to put them in what? In capital letter. You have to start them. You have to capitalize what? The word. So input first number, input second number. If first number is greater than second number, print, then print. Or you can just do away, you can do away with this then. Okay, you can decide to do away with this then. Just know that if you are writing the print, that means if you are printing, that means you are outputting that what? You are saying that what? The largest number is the first number, because we satisfy what? This if statement, this condition that you set here. That's why I'm writing it just below it. This is how we know that what? This statement is actually for this if. Then else, if this condition is not actually satisfied, is the other way around. That means what? The largest number is what? Second number. Then what to what? End the what? If statement and what? Stop the program. Because what? As long as you must have passed through this, you must have gotten what? Your largest number, either from this if or what? This else statement. Is that clear? So this is another what? Example using what? Yeah.
Like, is print a command statement?
What did you say?
You said the command statements like input, you started them with capital letter if, capital letter I. Print also a command statement.
Is keywords using pseudocode. There are some keywords that you use in pseudocode. Okay, you might just want to make further research about that. Okay, we have some keywords that we use in pseudocode.
I was asking, is print also a keyword? That's the question.
The print there, I'm trying to get the output. You can use print, you can use compute, or you can output. You can use any word. If it's an action word, you just have to what? Just to make sure that what this one is like. This one we are trying to get an output of what? Of this. It's not like it's not a regular statement like all these ones. It's not a variable or the kind of it. I hope you understand. All those action words, just what? Capitalize them like the way I have it, like this. You can, another person, in case of another person can say output or display. That's another term. You can use any term that you want. Okay, you can just go and make research on. There are many keywords that we use in pseudocode, that I use in pseudocode. All right. So.
All right. Thank you.
All right. So now we are going to go into flowchart, which is the graphical representation of what? Of algorithm. Then we are going to actually, after explaining the symbols used in what? In flowchart, I'm going to now what? Probably just, if time permits us, I'm going to actually use one of these two questions to actually what? Draw a flowchart on the way it is, the way the pseudocode has been presented. I want to convert the pseudocode to what? To flowchart, so we can see how we actually do that. So going to flowchart, so the tool I was telling you about is just to go to draw.io. So you just have to go to your browser, open a tab, any tab, just type in what? Draw.io is a flowchart it's a, let me just say, it's a web tool that allows you to draw flowcharts. So once you open it, it's going to require you to select where you want to save your diagram. Is it on the Google Drive or OneDrive or GitHub or Dropbox or anyone, or even inside your local storage, which is what? Your device. You can decide I want to use a Google Drive. Then it's going to you are going to authorize, you are going to sign into your Google Drive, but I don't want to use that. Let me use my device. So create a new diagram. Okay, you can then select a default template of flowchart. Okay, you can decide to name your diagram something. Let me just say cohort. Let me just name my diagram cohort 14. Just give it a name that is meaningful. Okay, once you select flowchart, then you can then click on create. It's going to create a default template for you of a default. It's going to come with this default template, but don't let me, I'm just going to get rid of all this. You can decide to also select blank. Okay, you can decide to select blank, so it can just come with a blank space for you. Now, nope, there's actually a desktop of this. There's an app of this. Actually, you can actually download it. Once you go to their website, that was the pop-up that actually showed me now to get it for desktop. So you can actually get all those symbols from this general, but you see here that says flowchart here. Okay, you have different symbols for flowchart, but there are these most commonly used symbols. Okay, there are some most commonly used symbols. Sometimes you might not even, there are some symbols here that you never use while drawing a flowchart, but it's just for you to have a basic understanding. You don't need to know all these symbols. Okay, but you must know what they actually do and what they actually mean. Okay, so the first symbol I want to talk about is the input and output symbol. The input and output symbol, which looks like a parallelogram. I know you guys know the shape of a parallelogram now, all those mathematics students in the house. So this is how a parallelogram looks like. Now this shape is what we use to get data in flowchart. Whether it's data in form of an input, or you want to get data out in form of output. You want to send data in, or you want to collect data. That's what this means. This symbol means. So this is our I'm supposed to actually let me type. I hope you guys can. There's no need for me to type beside this now. Is there a need? I don't think so. Now, sorry, just give me a minute. Okay, sorry about that, but I'm looking for a symbol. There's a symbol. Yeah, this is what we call, for, like I said, for every algorithm there is always a start and end. Now this is the symbol that we use to signify the start, that we write our start inside. Think is even here, if you hover around all the symbol, it's going to give you the meaning of what they are. As long as you are under flowchart, if you're under general, it's going to just give you the name of the shape. You can see this is rectangle, this is ellipse. So ellipse is what represents what starts in flowchart, and this is a parallelogram, which represents what inputs, which we use for input and output. We use this ellipse for what? For start or end of a program. Okay, you are going to see all these symbols in action. I'm just picking the commonly used ones that you readily get to use. Now the next one, there's what we call the processing symbol, or the process, which is just a rectangle. Okay, process in a way by you want to probably it's just an action step, or you want to perform an operation. Okay, like in the case of probably you want to add two numbers, for instance, where you have a plus b, or number 1 plus number 2, you put it inside this inside this box. So that's what they mean by process. Is an action step, a step where you require to perform an action. You use this rectangle box, this rectangle symbol rather. All right, so now moving on, there's what we call a decision box. Okay, which is this like a diamond. Okay, sorry about that. The diamond you have here is called decision. Like decision in the sense of where you want to like ask a question. Probably if, just like our if statement that we have here, we are asking a question that is the first number greater than the second number? Okay, yes it is. Then we print the word the largest number to be what, to be the first number. You know, those are, it's just like it is, you ask a question to determine what the, to determine what a specific answer, whether it is yes or what, or it is no. Now this decision, if you are, is just like a yes or no answer. That's why we use an if statement. It's either it goes like this or it goes the other way. If the decision you are actually asking, if the question you are asking here is yes, now there's what we call the connecting, there's a connecting word, I don't know, nope, yeah, okay, it is not actually here. There's actually something we refer to as the flow lines. Okay, there's what we call the flow lines, which we can also use to signifies whether something is true, or I mean whether it is a yes answer we are getting from our decision, or it is what, a no answer. Which now you can get the flow, the line from here. Just pick this what, this direction, this connection. Sorry about that, I wanted to drag you, no, not this way. Okay, let me just put it this way. Yeah. Now when the arrow is facing down like this, when the arrow is at the bottom, this is what we refer to as, I don't know, let me just, I'm trying to look for something, a text. How do you add text here? Anybody? Somebody should help me. I want to add text. Okay, yeah, I've seen it. Yeah,
I think you double click.
yeah. Okay, so you just have to signify that what, this is what, this is yes. And if the arrow is coming from the what, from the side, whether from the left or from the right, if you have the arrow like from sorry, or you can even draw the arrow from here instead of going to go and pick it from here. Okay, if it's coming like this, okay, you have it as what, as no. Okay, so this is how it signifies what, the direction of what the decision that you are, the question that you are asking inside this box is giving you. The answer is no, the direction goes like this to another what, to another what, route, or to another process. And if the answer is yes, it goes what, at the bottom. The connector goes at the bottom. So actually basically these are the 1 2 3 4, these are like the 4 most commonly used symbols. There are other symbols that you can actually play around here. There is what we call the database. Probably you want to store something, probably you are writing a flow, you are drawing a flowchart for a project that includes you to actually store a data somewhere. Probably the numbers you are getting, you want to store, you want to keep it somewhere so that you can make reference to it later on. You make use of what, of this word database. We have some other ones here which we might not be taking reference to, but these are what, these 4 symbols are the major symbols that you actually use. Okay, this flow line is also a symbol which signifies what, the process is just the flow of what, of your algorithm, how your algorithm goes. Is it going this way? Is it going, it's just a way, just like the way we are outlining in steps here. We are using step to outline our flow from here to here to here to here to here. The same way we use what, this flow line to what, to outline to show that what, our flow is going in this what, in this particular what, direction. So because of time, these are the only what, these are the only 4 basic ones that will explain to you, that I need you to what, to understand. So any question? Any question concerning what, these symbols?
Yes,
All right,
I
go
have a
ahead.
question. I want to know how you got into this page, like from the beginning. I missed that part. How you entered this part,
Okay,
this
this part.
this
Okay,
environment
now
that we're using to work.
I'm going to just make it snappy. Just type what, draw.io on your tab, press enter. is going to direct you to where you pick a storage, whether you want to store the flowchart that you are about to draw in
Excuse me, what is you should type? I'm trying to follow up.
draw.io. Draw.io. This is it on my screen.
Dog.
Draw. You want to draw a
Okay.
diagram, yeah, draw.io. Okay, so it will take you to this interface where you have to select where you want to save the diagram that you want to draw. If you are picking the Google Drive, you know you need to sign into Google before you can actually, you need to authorize yourself that, okay, this is your Google Drive. But I'm choosing what device. Then you click on what create a new diagram, because you just want to what, you don't have an existing diagram that you want to continue. Or if you have an existing diagram, you can just click on open an existing diagram. But yeah, I want to create a new diagram. Okay, I can decide to select, you can just select a blank page. You can decide to name your diagram anything. Let's say this is new diagram. Okay, you can decide, if you are selecting what this flowchart that we have here is going to come with a template, but this blank diagram is just a blank page. Okay, you can, okay, let's just go with the blank diagram because there's a flowchart that we actually selected before. Okay, so let's create. You can see we have the blank space. Just like on this left sidebar, on the left, we are going to have some list here where you have what flowchart as part of what, as part of that list, where you have what, the symbols. You can pick your symbols from here. Am I still on the call? Oh, this light is really low. Okay, yeah, I think I'm still on the call. I just want to confirm. Yeah, I'm still on the call. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, sure. I can hear you.
Yes.
Yeah, so I hope you understand how I got to the interface now. The person that has the question, although that was really fast, I just had to take that quickly, so we won't have to dwell too much on that. So I'm just going to close this. So any other question concerning what the flowchart description that I've given so far? There. Okay, so I will take that as there is no head other question. Then we are going to what, to dive into what, actually what, converting this pseudocode that we wrote here, for this pseudocode that we wrote here to what, to a flowchart. Okay, so we are going to be writing an algorithm. So like I said, this ellipse signifies what, the start of what, of your algorithm. So you can just write start. What's your problem? I did not. Okay, sorry about that. Start. So signify that what, like I said, you use this what, this symbol to signify the start and what, and end of your program. Then after you're done, you can just, you don't need to go and be selecting the word from anywhere. Just draw a line from the bottom, take it down like this, connect it to something else. So the next thing we want to do, okay, I'll be making reference to this. Now this go to, so now I'm going to be asking questions based on what I explained concerning what, all these what, concerning all these diagrams, I mean all these symbols. Okay, I'm going to be asking some questions. So I want someone to tell me from this flowchart, this step 2, inside which of this box will I put this step 2? Is it an input? Is it a data? Is it a process? Is it a decision? Anybody? Okay, I think
Let's see the step 2. What's the step 2?
okay, step 2 is to go to any local ATM. So we want to write an algorithm to using flowchart to withdraw a required amount of money from an ATM. So step 1, we know that the very first step of our algorithm is to start. Now step 2 of this my pseudocode is to go to any local ATM. So I'm asking, is this a process? Is this a decision? Is it a data? Anybody?
I think it's a process.
Oh yes, Okay, it's a process, definitely. So we are using this rectangle
Please
box.
repeat yourself. You went off.
I did. Okay, I said the next step is to go to any local ATM. Okay, the next step is to go to any local ATM. You can actually reduce the box if it's too big. Okay, you can actually reduce the box if it's too big. So I was asking if the going to the local ATM, is it a process, is it a decision, or is it a data that you want to input inside your program? So someone answered already and said that what it is a process. So all you just have to do is to input, go to, that's, this is the process symbol. The rectangle is the process or symbol. So go to any local ATM. Okay, now the next step is to what? Is to insert your ATM card. Now, inserting your ATM card, which of the symbols best fits inserting your ATM card? Anybody? We are going to be doing this together. I want to reduce this box a little bit.
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
You draw a line from that start button. I don't know how you did that.
Okay, though I'm going to do it on this one. Just at the middle position of the symbol, just drag, just click on it and drag.
From the first one, from the start.
Okay, let's from the start,
Sorry.
I want to go to, okay, let me move this one out now. You know what? Let me remove this. Let me move this out. Let me delete this. Okay. Now this is the start, right? Just take your mouse to the bottom, to the center bottom. Click on it. It will even show you green to show that you are already at the center of that, at the bottom center of the symbol. After you click on it, then drag it. Hold your mouse and drag it. Not that you should click on it and leave it to click, hold and drag. Okay, it will give you the line. I'm still holding my mouse, that's why you can just draw it to a reasonable length. You are okay, just drop it, then come and put your other symbol at the bottom of it. You are trying to draw a flow line here. I want to reduce this box a little bit, it's too big. Let me reduce this line. Don't worry, just leave it. We are going to extend it down. Don't worry. So now we want to go to the what? To the next what? All right. So we have this. Now the next in line is to what? Is to insert your what? Your ATM card. So I'm asking, inserting your ATM card, is it, what kind of symbol will I use to what? To insert my ATM card? Oh, I'm supposed to remove this here. Let me remove this out of here.
That rectangular symbol.
Which one?
The
If you are saying
rectangular
rectangle,
symbol.
this is rectangle that we use for process. We use rectangle for process. This is not
That's
a,
true.
if you are referring to this, are you referring to this one? This one
Yeah,
and
it's
over.
parallel.
Yeah, this is a parallelogram. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So inside this, let me just extend this a little bit. I'm going to write, so insert your ATM, sorry about that, ATM card. All right. Let me move this a little bit. Someone's hands is raised up. Khadijat.
Good evening. I don't understand how insert your ATM card is is it decision
No,
for
this is not a
parallel?
decision. The parallelogram is standing for input or output. So
Okay.
inserting, we are putting in the ATM inside somewhere. So we are inputting a data, and that data is your
All right.
ATM card. Yeah.
All right. Thank
Actually,
you very
this box
much.
is referred to as, in this place, they refer to as data. But in the real sense, if you want to, it's just, you can just say it's called data, and data can be in form of what? Input or what? Or output. Whether you want to enter data or you want to display the data. All right.
Yes, thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. So the next step is to what? To enter our what? our pin code number. We already know that, don't we? What symbol are we using to enter our pin code number?
Parallelogram, if I'm
Yeah,
not mistaken.
you can just say the data symbol. Yeah. Okay. So let me just put it here. Let me expand this a little bit. I'm not a good I don't know how to draw that much, but just make sure that the thing the shapes are what are aligned. So I'm just, this next step is to enter your pin number. Let's just leave it as pin number. Okay, so now after entering your pin number, we said that what we should press the cash withdrawal button. Now pressing the cash withdrawal button, what kind of symbol best fits pressing the cash withdrawal button? Is it the data symbol? Is it the decision symbol? Is it the process symbol? Is it the start symbol? Of course, it can't be the start symbol. We all know that. So
Direction. Is it? I'm not sure.
so what kind of you are pressing? That means you are doing what? Yeah, we want to press a button. Okay, we are not actually
You are pressing, that means you are inputting.
no, you are not inputting. The button is there already.
It's
You are
like
not the one that put the button. You are
You're
not the one
making a
putting the button
decision.
there. So it actually is a process. How is it a process? Because we want to perform an action. You need to get it right too. Yeah, we say that we want to press the cash withdrawal button. That button, once we press it, is going to perform something. It's going to do something. It's going to process something. Is an action. We are pressing is an action. Pressing a button is an action. We want to perform an action. So that's why I hope you got the explanation. Where's that my process? That's why we say it is a process. What this process symbol is what best fits that. Let me reduce this a bit. So we have what? Press the withdrawal button. So this next one, whatever you tell me is what I'm going to put. The next one is what? Where is it? Okay, select the account type. Select the account type. Select the account type. What kind of symbol best fits that step?
I think process.
Process. Any other
It's
answer?
decision.
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 Wait, the
Yeah.
way I explained decision the other time, you use this decision when you want to ask. Is used to ask a question, and the question can
Please,
either be yes
Okay.
or no.
Please.
Please mute your mic a little. Mute your mic if you are done talking. Okay, thank you. This decision, this is this decision symbol, is actually used to ask a question, and the kind of question you ask is either yes or no. Okay, I don't want to give you this hint yet. So the option, this is not a question. You selecting account type is not a question. You are not asking the computer a question. You are not performing a question there. You are just selecting the account type based on the option that was presented to you. Okay, so it's actually what? A process. Yes, it's a process. Where's this process again? So it's actually what? A process. Okay, you just have to take your time to actually understand this well. The difference between all these symbols. Which one is a process? When do you use it? Which one is a process? When is process symbol used? When is decision symbol used? Just know that anytime. Okay, let me just give you this hint. For the if statement, for instance, you use the decision because what you are trying to get an answer from there is there. For that if statement, it is either this or it is this. Okay, that's a kind of what a decision marker, or let me just say decision. That's where you use that decision symbol. But for this one, you are selecting the, okay, we said select your account type. Okay, so the next step is to say that was select the amount you want to enter. Anybody? Select the amount you want to enter.
It's still process.
It's still process. What if this was enter the amount you want to withdraw? Rather, I keep saying enter. What if this step 7 is enter the amount you want to withdraw? What would the symbol be?
Parallelogram.
Yeah, thank you very much. Data symbol. So you can see the difference. Select is different from enter. The same thing as press. Press is the same thing as, it's just like you selecting now. So enter is different from enter, insert, input. All those kind of words are what we use as data. We are trying to data collection. We want to collect the data. That means the ATM want to receive, that machine want to receive a data from you. So you have to enter it. But if the machine is requiring you to select something, is a process. That means the machine want to process something based on what you select. You are not giving it a data. Okay, so for this case, for this our words, select the amount you want to withdraw is also what? A process. So select the amount you want to, what's your problem, guy, to withdraw. All right, so now moving on, collect your amount. What is that? Collect your amount. If you don't get this, the ATM will not give you your money. Better get it right. If you don't get the symbol, the ATM will not give you your money. So collect your amount. What kind of symbol is that?
A decision symbol.
Nah,
It's a
okay.
decision symbol.
Who said decision? I'm taking note of you. Please talk again. I want to take note.
Outfit.
Okay, Khadija said output. Oh, my namesake, Abiodun. That's nice. Okay, any other person? Collect your money.
Sorry, the output symbol is also the data symbol, right?
Yeah, the data symbol, like I said, is input and output. Whether you want to enter data or you want to what? To display data, or you want to output data, whichever term, input and output, whichever term you want to, collecting and what? Receiving. And let's do it like this. Let's put
Yeah,
like
I think
that.
it should be the data symbol.
Okay, data symbol to collect your money. Is it correct? I don't know. It's you guys that said it. So I'm just going to put it there. It's actually correct. So you know it's correct. You are collecting from the ATM. You are collecting something from the ATM. So the ATM is giving you something. So it's giving you an output, which is your what? Your money. So we have what? Collect your amount is what we actually have there. Now, collect your ATM card. That's very easy. Is it not? Collect your ATM card.
It's still parallelogram.
All
That's
right,
data.
so let me just copy this and paste it. So collect your ATM card. And finally, end the algorithm. What kind of symbol are we using for that?
Ellipse.
Ellipse. Okay. It's because I actually scrolled up for you so that you can see it. Anyways, so for start and end, we use what? We use ellipse. Okay. For input and output, we use what? The parallelogram. Where is that? Okay, that's not ellipse. Where is that ellipse? Okay. Okay, this is it. Okay. What did I do? Oh, yeah. I don't know. I think someone is raising up his hand. So we have what? And finally we have what? End. So this is the flow chart of the pseudocode that we wrote. of that our algorithm that we wrote in pseudocode. This is how the flowchart looks like. Okay, you can see, just make sure that you are not using the wrong symbol for the what. You are not using the wrong symbol for any kind of what, any kind of step that you want to take. In this case where we have process, don't come and use the input symbol, the data symbol. It is wrong. You putting it, that means if I give this, if you are giving this flowchart to someone else, is the symbol that is there that the person will be, okay, this is a data symbol you are inserting into your card. But let's say you put insert your ATM card here and person says that this is a process symbol, why are you inserting here? Then definitely there is a confusion. Okay, make sure you know your symbol and you know the operation that you want to perform that particular step. All right, so I don't know if time will permit us to actually do this one. This one is a bit different than this, so I'm just going to actually create a new one. No.
Okay, please, quick question, please.
Yeah.
Let
me delete this.
This flowchart, is it compulsory for it to be aligned, all the diagrams?
It depends on how you want to actually shape it. Like this one is just a straightforward, there's no branching to the left or right, so you can just to make it built, just to make the appearance good enough. You cannot say, okay, you cannot come and arrange your this thing like this now and this one should be arranged like this now. It's looking rugged now, so you just have to like make it, at least make it look presentable. Okay, make it look presentable. Does that answer your question? All right, so let's just quickly
Hello.
Yeah.
Can you just quickly recap for the last time, please?
Okay.
Just recap.
So actually, for now, for the basics, for now, the commonly used symbols are just the data symbol, the what should we call this symbol now? Sorry. Okay. Now there's the commonly used symbols just for the basic, for a beginner that should know to draw a flowchart. The data symbol, which is very compulsory, that's in terms of input and output. Okay, whether you want to enter or you want to receive, that's what the data symbol is used for, which is in this case, this is an example of inputting. Okay, and this is an example of output. We use it the same thing when we wanted to collect our money and the ATM card. Okay, and we have the process symbol, which is used to used to actually want to process an operation, you want to perform an action. Okay, it's just like from the name, process, operation, you want to perform an operation. Like now, going to the ATM is just like you performing an action. Is an action, requires you to move from your house to somewhere. Okay, that's an action. The same thing with pressing a button is an action. Clicking on something is an action. All right, then now that's for the process symbol. Then we have the flow line. Okay, we have this flow line, which is just to make a connection. It's just like a connector of how your steps, how the algorithm flows. It flows, my own algorithm flows downward on a straight line. There is no branching anywhere, so this is what we refer to as flow line, or they call it arrowhead. It shows the order at which it comes from one symbol to another. It shall show the order of your of your algorithm. That's what this flow line, or they call it arrowhead. Okay, and the final symbol you need to take note of is this this decision symbol. We do not actually use it in this. What's your problem? We do not actually use it in this our flowchart. Okay, now this decision symbol is used when you want to like ask a question. Like for your if statement is a kind of a question. If this is this, okay, is this, you know, that kind of question. Is A equal to B? Is A greater than B? Those kind of questions that leads to a yes or no answer. And now if the answer gotten from this decision is no, then the flow line, the flow line should come from the side, either the left or the right. Then you now have a text you now have a text here saying that what? Saying no. Oh, the battery is low. That's right. Saying no. Now, if the answer gotten from this decision is yes, you have a what? The line going what? Downward. Then you just put a text by the side saying that what? This is what? This is yes. This is yes. What's your problem? Okay. Yes does not want to write it. Okay. So this is how a decision box, a decision symbol looks like. It's just when you want to ask a question, but no, is it here? I think in the next example we are going to actually use it, so you can see how we actually make the word with the, we actually continue the word, the connection, the flow line. Okay, that's basically all we actually did here. Then we use the ellipse, this ellipse symbol, to signify the start or the word, the end of a program. Okay, for starting a program we use this ellipse symbol. For ending a program we also use the word, the ellipse symbol. So that's just basically the summary of everything under the basic understanding of what, of flowcharts. We have other symbols and their uses, so you can just because time will not permit us to actually look into all of this, and I intended of finishing this class by 6:30, but due to network issue I will extend it to, well, I still need to go and prepare something to eat. Sorry about that. So I hope is well.
Thank you so much.
All
Okay.
right. So just I'm going to rush the next this second algorithm that we wrote here. We want to find the largest number. Okay. So and you guys are going to actually be telling me the symbol to use. I won't say anything. So let's. So I wanted to open a new one. I don't know why. Okay. Let's just open. Let's just leave like this. Okay. I'm sorry. All right. That's created. So let's go to our flow chart. All right. Okay, so I think someone's hand is up. Please just hold on to your question for now. I'm going to answer it just at the end of this. Probably won't be able to talk much on shell navigation, and if time permits us, I'm just going to introduce you to it before I leave here. Okay, so now the next question, which is to find the largest number. We've already written the what, the pseudocode. Okay, now for flowchart, the thing about, if you are writing your algorithm using using flowchart, you still need to actually outline the steps before you can know that what, this is the right symbol to use. That's one thing about flowchart. Like I said, pseudocode is the easiest to write compared to flowchart. Now you need to understand the symbol for the step that you want to actually take. For you to actually use that symbol, you can see we need to know that this is the symbol to actually output a data. That's why we are actually putting the what, the collect your money step inside the what, the data what symbol. If you don't know all this symbol, you will just mess your flowchart up. Okay, now for you can't just enter you can't just say you want to draw a flowchart without having what, a step-by-step description. Like now, let's assume that we don't have this step that we outlined here, and we have to actually write an algorithm to find the largest number using what, flowchart. You can't just go into drawing the flowchart straight up. You still need to put down something. You still need to write the pseudocode before you go to what, the flowchart. So flowchart requires what, pseudocode in a way, but you know, pseudocode doesn't require flowchart. Now it's flowchart that actually requires what, pseudocode, so that you will know the proper symbol to use for particular what, a particular step. So now let's go now. So we have the first step is start. What symbol, please, somebody? Let's make it snappy. What did I call the symbol?
The start symbol.
What is the shape? What is the shape
Terminal
called?
or the terminator.
Okay, yeah, this is
It's
ellipse.
a,
Yeah,
it's
this is an
a
ellipse.
symbol.
Okay.
Ellipse.
Yeah, or you call it the start symbol. Actually, you're actually correct. So I just want to give me the notation. Right. So I need to draw my flow line. Let's draw it downward.
Ellipse. Ellipse. It's called ellipse.
Yeah, it's called ellipse. Thank you very much. So the
It's
next,
ellipse shape.
yeah, okay. So the next one is to input first number. What symbol am I using?
Parallelogram, data
Okay.
symbol.
Yeah, data symbol. Thank you for that. So let me just say input first number. Oh, come on. Okay, let me extend my distance a little bit. Okay, yeah. So the next one is to input second number. What symbol?
Data symbol.
All right, still the data symbol. Let me just copy this paste and then move it here. So input second number. Since you're already good in flowchart. So now this is the junction that we have. Now this is the fourth step. We have an if statement. If first number is greater than second number, what symbol are we using there?
Precision.
Are you sure?
I think the process symbol.
Are you sure?
We're using the question symbol. The question symbol, that
Okay. The diamond.
the diamond symbol, which is
Yeah,
the
this is what we are
decision.
actually
Yes.
using to ask the this one. That if statement is just like a question. I'm going to put this down in question for you. You are trying to say, is first number is first number greater than second number? Is a question. Is a question. So we use the decision. So yes, if it is yes, what are we doing? Is first number greater than second number? If the answer is yes, where are we going?
With the arrow.
Are we going down, left, right, or up?
Going
If
down, if yeah.
Yeah, if it is yes, we still continue the flow line to what? To go down. So we want to draw an arrow here. Definitely for any question is you have a yes or a no actually. Okay, we have a yes or a no for any question like this. So definitely we will definitely go to the left or right. Is either you go to the left and down or you go to the right and down, whichever way. Another person can draw his own no on the right, on the left. Me, I'm drawing my own no on the right. So you can just put the text. Remember, this text is very important. Okay, this text is very important, or else it will just be taken as just a what? A flow line. This is a decision from this box. Okay, and this should be, you can write it in small letters anyway. So if the answer is yes, what are we doing? We are what? Printing last number is first number, right? So if we are printing last number is first number, what kind of box is that?
We're using the square box because that's the action box.
We are using this rectangle, the process box. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. The rectangular
Any
box.
other
Sorry.
answer?
I think it should be the data symbol.
Okay, it should be the data symbol. Okay, so you that said the process symbol, come and defend your symbol, and you that said the data symbol, come and defend your symbol. We are going to pick the winner out of the two.
Okay. Why I said that is rectangular symbol is because you said it's used to perform an operation, and here they said that if the first number is greater than the second number, then print largest number is first number. That means you're printing, like you're executing an action. That's why I said it's rectangular.
Is printing really executing an action?
Okay, for
Don't
me,
okay. For the
I said
data,
greater.
yeah.
It's an output because you clearly said that if like print largest number, if print largest number is first number, else print largest number is second
Second
number.
number.
That
Okay.
means they're saying that you should print it out if the largest number is second number. That means I want to see the results. I clearly like fill in an input and I need an output. I need a response for it. My
Exactly.
view though, my
Thank
view
you
is
for
an
that.
output.
Thank you for that statement. Anytime you have an input, you will definitely have an output. Like for this one, you are inputting two numbers and you are trying to also get numbers. As long as that number is the largest number. Do you get it now? So it's actually a data symbol. Data symbol is used to, like I said, I mentioned something, probably you did not take note. I said input, output. Input in terms of you are entering data. Output in terms of you are displaying or receiving data. So print is a form of display. Is it not? You want to see, you want to display the results, you want to get the results of what, of this what decision out. So definitely it's a what, that place where we have this yes, that means you want to what, to print, or you can call it display, or whichever one. Let me just say display first number. Okay, then if no, that means we are what, we are still using this one, right? That's display second number, and we're actually done with this. Now we need to actually stop the program. Now how are we going to stop this program? We have a flow going. If the flow is going like this, after displaying this, it should stop. Else, if the flow is going like this, after displaying this, it should actually stop. It's actually going to go in both ways. Both of them are going to be connected to what? To one single stop. If this is going down, for instance, we need the what? This guy here. To say that what you want to what, to stop, or you call it end the program. Stop or end. Okay. And definitely we need to actually what? Draw a line from here. Oh shit. Draw a line from here. Where's that my middle line? Okay. So it signifies that want to why is this thing doing like this? Okay, let's do like this. Then I'm going to drag it this. No, not like that. I want to drag it this way. You know what? I'm going to grab an arrow somewhere. I don't know why it's not working for me. Like, okay, yeah, this is it. I knew it's supposed to work. Okay, is either it goes like this and stop, or it goes this same down and what, and stop. Now in the case of, there are some cases where you have what, two no's actually, but I can't actually figure out an example for that. There are some cases where we have what, two no's, or it depends on the kind of question you are actually asking. Whether it's a 3-in-1 question, definitely there will be one yes and then two no's. There can't be two yeses. Then that other no will lead to another what question or something like that. So it depends on, you can see this shape that we have here, this flow diagram that we have here. I mean, that flow chart is different from what this flow chart that we have here. Do you understand how this thing was connected to the stop? That means if the answer got, then the route will continue, the flow will continue downward to the stop. If the answer we got from this decision is no, then the flow will go like this. We Any question?
Yeah, pure question, please. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I think you stated it earlier that we can be flexible about our design, the flow chart, as far as it's properly structured. So I was thinking that the stop symbol that you placed down,
Yeah.
what if that means I can place it anywhere? As far as the arrows are connecting to it, I'm good, right?
You can't actually place it. You can well.
I was thinking
This
of placing it at that place that the no arrow
like
is
here.
coming to the left. Yes, so something like that, like that side. Do you feel I can place it there?
Mm, you can actually place it there as long as, but well, it you can actually place it there, but it looks well presentable like this, anyways, because you don't know where this decision will actually end you. Will actually take you to. It can actually take you to this place. Then the stop will just be here, or you take you here. You can actually do it that way. It's allowed. Actually, it's actually still correct. That actually way. So I need to restructure this thing like this. You can actually put it like this. There is
Yes,
no. It's not
exactly.
bad.
That's
It's not bad. Or the other way
all right.
that I have it before. All right. But you can't say you want to come and put it maybe somewhere here. No, it's not looking nice. So are we good?
Thank you.
All right. So any other question before we call it an evening?
Sorry, can I have your mail? That's my question.
Mail.
Or your number.
Okay. Are you in the Code Tribe WhatsApp Quad 14 group?
Yes, I think so.
You think
I didn't get your
so?
question very well.
Okay. Sorry, I actually started the question. I'm just going to open the group for you. Are you in the Code Tribe? Yeah, Code Tribe Junior 14.
No, I am not.
You are not. So I'm just going to copy it and then paste it in the description. I mean, the comments for those that need it. I'll sign it. Then sign. Oh, there are too many stores opened.
Find that what I beg.
That
Nothing must happen to your PC.
we have come to the end of the section of the
Do you have to drop the link before you drop?
Sorry.
So thank you very much for joining. Thank you very much for participating.